What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 3. We're going to move from Asia over to Europe. This is going to be a Division 2 game between Cafeteria Fraiche on the Radiant and Eu4ia on the Dire. I'm going to be one of your casters. I am Mike Loris, and I am also joined by HeflaTV.
That's me. Yeah.
That's him. Guys, that's him.
Yeah, no, we round up our day with a Division 2 game. Well, I actually love it because JDL Division Europe is actually full of like really upcoming teams where a lot of talents are in the teams, and I'm pretty sure they are either going further with their teams or maybe even get here and there recruited. That's why I love to cast those games, and it's also a very nice end of the day. I mean, we have so much C at the moment. I mean, HeflaTV is casting the MPGL, we were casting the G1 Challenge, like casting all the high quality games of JDL Asia. In September we're gonna get even 2 more C tournaments, so there's a lot of C action coming for us, and of course we love all the C people. But you know, it's always nice to have like a refreshing point of view, a refreshing scene, and this is Europe for me. Because in Europe you have so many different sub-scenes within one scene. Does that sound legit? That might make sense, or does it? Because you have like Balkan teams, and you have the Central Europe teams, like, you know, the Danes and the Swedes and the Norwegians and even the Germans. But then again, you have like those Balkan teams, sometimes even the CIS teams, and they play completely different Dota sometimes, and that's why it makes so versatile and exotic sometimes even. Yeah,
you do get that wide range across the European scene, and well then even later on in the day when most of Europe is asleep, you get the American scene, so I get to see most of the types of games, and it's quite different how these teams usually play their games, though to be fair, the picks are normally rather similar, so still waiting for that new patch to come out, adding all the new heroes to CM. I want to see some Legion Commander, but I don't know if that's going to happen, and well, we have ourselves a game. We have Cafeteria Fraiche, who open up their draft Skywrath Mage, plus the Invoker, picking that up rather early. Eu4ia, they're just going to go for the Death Prophet, so they want to go for, at the very least, a little bit of pushing.
Yep, that's how it looks like at the moment. They secured Death Prophet Oshek. Okay, it's very interesting. With the Void Ban now, the Skywrath Mage will be just the normal Skywrath Mage. Like, he doesn't have like someone to really super synergize right now. So I guess Cafeteria, they're gonna look for something with a longer stun. Maybe Marana. Maybe, what else could it be? Something that holds people in place. Maybe a puck is not an option anymore, even though we saw sometimes an offlane puck coming out by the European teams.
I mean, as far as support duos are concerned, Shadow Shaman's still in the pool, so would be a really strong pickup for either side, really. So Cafeteria Fraiche have the first pick after this ban phase. I think it'll just be great for them to snap up. It'll be pretty nice with the Invoker to have a lot of things that you could throw at the tower with Serpent Wards and Forge Spirits.
Absolutely. A Sand King could also work out, to be honest. Like, Skywrath Mage combination plus the Sand King is quite nice, to be honest, because if you get a silence on a target before, you already get the amplified damage there, magical, that is, plus the ticks of Sandstorm, and the Skywrath Mage on top of it. It's a 2.75 second stun, I guess, if I remember correctly, or 2.79 second. Okay, it doesn't matter on the exact numbers. Yeah. Like, let's say 2.5 second stun, then that is pretty much almost the full duration of a Mystic Flare. So this is also a quite nice combo, which can also roam around the map and make this quite easy. What I like the most is, like, if you go for like things like this, like 2 roaming supports, Darkseer in combination with the Sand King. I still think this combination is very sick. I explained it in my past cast like 2 months ago. I did even with some viewers some theory crafting there, and we came up with crazy numbers, to be honest. Because like, if you actually have a Sand King who is stunning you with a Iron Shell on top of him, plus then the ticks from from the Sandstorm, plus of course the damage that's coming anyway on him, that's summed up to like 1,000 damage without like any returns, as in resistance calculated. But yeah, it was a sick number, and that was a Skywrath Mage on top of it. I love this combination. I haven't seen it that often, and since 6.8 pretty much, but we don't even need to talk about it, because yeah, Rasta, what you expected is banned out, and a Clockwork it is.
Yeah, Cafeteria Fraiche prioritizing that Clockwork rather highly, all things considered, possibly expecting a little bit more of a push-oriented lineup coming up for Eu4ia. It is kind of safe to assume, since the bans from Euphoria in that Tinker would usually signify that they're going to go for a little bit more of an aggressive play style as far as destroying structures. And we're just going to, for now, take a really nice mech carrier in the Razor. So far, I think Euphoria's team comp is a little bit better, though Cafeteria Fraiche, their heroes definitely synergize very well with each other. If you have a Clockwork initiation with a hookshot, you get Sunstrikes and Mystic Flares to follow up. Whoever's caught in those cogs is probably going to die.
Yep, pretty much. That's a nice synergy there. But yep, surprisingly, the Razor made it actually through even the second bun stage. Now he's getting picked up here for Euphoria, third pick. Well, I definitely like it. As for Clockwork, for example, like sometimes like having a Razor in there and he's super tanky, maybe he's even the mech carrier, that can turn out quite nicely. But for example, if the Skyrush Mage is getting stunned or taken out by another source, then you end up there giving the Razor a lot of damage just because you're caught with him in the cogs. And by the time you're out, maybe even 4-stuffed out, he might have even stolen like beyond the 80 or 100 damage mark. So that's, yeah, something where I'm not a big fan of. So Razor, I definitely like that one. Plus, it's some nice push as well. If he gets the Arcanum Scepter on the objectives, that is, and of course with the Plasma Field, you also can clear out a ton of creep waves easily. I mean, one Plasma Field and a Crypt Swarm right after in the combination with the Death Prophet, that's the death of all the creeps in one creep wave, just like that.
And the type of pushing coming out from those heroes isn't something that is easily countered. Like, you'll need to initiate fights. If you want to stop that, you can't rely on AoE, because they're not going to be pushing based off of units. It's just pushing based off of ultimates, which is really the scariest way to go. Cafeteria Fraiche, they are prepared for this initiation though, because with the Clockwork they already have some. With Ancient Apparition as well, they'll be able to take a very long range fight to Euphoria, and that's really what you want to have happen, because that gives you a little bit more flexibility as far as when and where you're going to start that fight. So they're going to have the Ancient Apparition Skywrath Mage combo. It's not the best as far as setting up for a Mystic Flare. They're going to be relying heavily on the Clockwork for that. But they will still both be able to put out a ton of damage, both being ranged heroes. If they play with the Invoker at all, then they'll have another ranged hero to have Chilling Touch on. So Cafeteria Fraiche, their supports are going to be doing a lot of damage, but they're going to have to be doing a lot of damage, because Euphoria, 3 out of the 4 heroes are what I would say tanky heroes. And with Centaur being picked up now for Euphoria, it's going to mean that their initiating it is now on the board, although still weaker than Cafeteria Fraiche.
Yep, absolutely. It's... I'm just missing those, like, right now I have the feeling that Euphoria in those fights, they're just gonna do so much AoE-wise. Like, if they have good initiations, I'm thinking about Centaur Warner, let's say a double or even a triple stun. Earthshaker coming in, that's tons of AoE. Death Prophet Exorcism is just circling around your heads everywhere, and Crypt Swarm, then the Plasma Field, as well as the Eye of the Storm. This all sums up to so much, so right now it feels more that Cafeteria is going for precision strikes, while Euphoria is going for that big fat bat. Just, you know, winding it around your ears and hoping that your brain is mush afterwards. That's the approach they go for.
That imagery is a little bit too much for right now, I think. So, God. But anyway, yeah, you're completely right. Cafeteria Fraiche there, going for more of those precision strikes with the Clockwork initiating on one guy, and then hopefully for them, they take a 4v5 fight thereafter. If they could bring down the Death Prophet or the Razor before the fight even gets going, then they won't have to deal with that mass amount of AoE. So it's just a matter of, can their Clockwork get the right initiation, or can any of their heroes get good initiation. Euphoria is going to ban out the Spectre. Would have been a pretty nice late game carry for Cafeteria Fraiche, since they are pretty well set up for a 4 Protect 1 strategy, like, you know, a vanilla strategy as that is concerned. And it's going to be the Wraith King for them, so a hero that will be able to put out some really heavy sustained damage, and will be able to withstand all that random AoE that's being thrown around. And hopefully you'll then use his Reincarnation and then be ready to fight. As Euphoria, they get banned out from them, the Jakiro. They're still looking for another support pick, and with that Wraith King, maybe they want to go for a little bit of mana burning, because it doesn't seem like they're the type of heroes to go for Necrobook, though it is always an option.
Yep, absolutely, and I definitely like the Wraith King. Yep, I definitely like it, because what I said before with all this AoE, like, let's just say they get really a nice initiation, and at least the Wraith King is a chance to come back in a fight, because he's surviving even in, like, initial bursts, so maybe he can even, like, be that bait they are looking for, so that Eu4ia is spending a lot of cooldowns on him, bring him the first time down, then they are slowed, and we get the Clockwork initiation afterwards, taking out a target by Mystic Flare, Invoker doing his stuff, and maybe even bringing the people in a fight all together with the Ice Blast. But, well, looking at Burst and like really a lot of AoE and whatnot, this is pretty much the third stun source we have now, that Lion pick. And of course the Finger of Lows is coming as well. Some mana burn maybe for the laning stage. I don't know if he's going for that build, because the stun Hex build is kind of popular at the moment on the Lion if he gets picked. Let's see what's coming out by them.
Well, Hex is one of the greatest level 1 disables, since it disables for like 2.5 seconds at level 1. It's a little bit expensive as far as mana is concerned, but usually you're going to be going for 1 point in that spike and then getting mana drain. And when you're going up against a Wraith King, who most likely is going to be playing as a core role for Cafeteria Fraiche, the mana drain just gets so valuable, because you will be able to tap the Wraith King out of mana within seconds. And then suddenly the AoE is a lot more devastating, because the Wraith King doesn't have an ultimate. And if you could deny any hero an ultimate with a basic skill, then you're doing it right. So Eu4ia, their last pickup in the Lion, is going to be extremely vulnerable to the Cafeteria Fraiche side, but if he does get off the ground, then he will be able to put some serious hurt right back on them.
Oh, no, they're disappointing me. Like, we were waiting for the admin who was just making dinner, so we had a small delay there, and both teams were ready. Now that we're in a game, they're asking for a minute. So let's really just hope we talk about a minute, because this is the end of my day. Like, casting, university, casting, and then at some point I also want to eat something today.
That would probably be good. I hear food helps you live, so you might want to look into that.
I heard rumors, but there is no Reddit thread about this, so I'm not sure if that's actually true.
We need some drama around food and helping you live. Although I'm pretty sure I'm just not subscribed to the correct subreddits for that.
Yep. No, me neither, but I don't know, maybe subreddit healthy diet for casters or so. No, I ate something that contains some sugar, so at least my body is not starving and I'm not talking completely bullcrap, just being hypoglycemic. Either way, they're back and we're just gonna introduce them really, really fast. We have Zazu playing the stand and Razor, then I think that's a soft C or hard C. I'm not sure. Cella or Sella on the Death Prophet. Then we have Vilik playing the Earthshaker. We have Kotti or Kot on the Centaur, and Lilin-licious on the Lion.
The Centaur has a sick weapon, by the way. He's wielding a flail, whereas normally he has an axe. That's pretty sweet. But on the Cafeteria Fraiche side, we got SMN playing the Skywrath Mage, supporting down on bottom. He's going to be supporting the Wraith King, being played by Baron. Also playing that support role is going to be Clinch on the Ancient Apparitions. So 2 ranged and a melee. Nice combination there. Lacat is going to be on the mid lane Invoker. Very curiously has picked up a magic stick at the start of the game. Black Dynamite is going to be on the top lane Clockwork solo, but this is kind of uncharacteristic, but Lilin-licious going to open up this fight with an Impale onto the Baron. They're just dealing a lot of damage to the Fissure. Has completely whiffed. Right there, blast onto Sasu. Will slow him down, so he can't actually get any hits off with that whip. Vilik completely whiffing with that Fissure there.
Yep, absolutely. And
standard.
Oh, that's awesome. They were just striving for your life, you know. They just wanted to kill you, and he's like, have fun, good luck, guys. I mean, they committed a lot to it. I mean, this was, what, Earth Spike, plus the Fissure, and even the Razor committing, like, Static Link, and still all of it was not enough. So they go back to the lanes, and no damage done, and the only thing they really achieved is, like, well, 1 tango out of the Wraith King, and by the time the creeps are spawning and they meet, he even has another, like, enough mana for a Wraith Fire Blast. So, really, very limited damage done here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only person who was out of position for Cafeteria Fraiche was the Wraith King, and he's got 2 armor and a stout shield. If SMN was the hero who was being focused down, then Eu4ia, though they did miss the Fissure, would have had a slightly higher chance of getting that kill, but regardless, it's going to be a couple of consumables consumed here and there, and I just want to quickly talk about the magic stick picked up from Invoker at level 1. It's something that we rarely ever see, just because, well, SMN on the bottom lane, we might have to wait a little bit longer. The Fissure, once again, on the wrong side. But
yep.
Invoker, getting magic stick level 1 is usually never done unless you're playing up against a Bristleback or a Bat Rider. If you do that, then you'll have almost a full stick at all times, but against a Death Prophet, I don't really think this is exactly worth it.
Oh, but there's a stun. Rayfire Blast here on the Razor, but I don't think they have enough follow-up. There's an Earth Spike. They might even turn this around, or are they? They focus on the Lion at the moment. Oh, with this Sunstrike! This Sunstrike bringing him low, and this is our first blood. It actually works. Now the Razor has so much damage on the Skywrath Mage, but he's running. One more right click. That's the return kill we are looking for, but the Razor hiding now in the trees, and Baron, oh, with all this stolen damage, that's a bad idea. The Plasma Field is gonna hit him, and there we go.
Razor with that movement speed from the boots, giving him just enough to close that distance. And Sasu now is, well, he's going to turn this one around. SMN, really, you're doing this one, Sasu. I don't really know why you would do that. Definitely Razor getting a little bit too overconfident. Now Villic also getting overconfident because the Wraith King has returned with the stun, with the freezing feet on the Earthshaker. He will try to juke into the trees, but here comes backup. They're going to go for SMN once again. Spike to open things up, and Sasu is going to walk with that Skywrath Mage. Though he's not stealing that much damage, only a level 1 Link, level 2 Nuke. SMN needs 2 more hits to die, and you only get 1 off. Eu4ia fighting back and forth down the bottom lane. But at the end of the day, they don't really get that much more at the end. But really, this Lion, I feel like he could benefit so much more by having Hex at level 1 instead of Spike.
Yeah, it feels kind of weird because the Hex, it's just 1.5 seconds longer, the duration, and the slow is for the Razor just enough to even steal the damage. Like, the Earth Spike, I mean, this was born out of, like, emergency situation because they were going for Baron there right at the start, even before the creep spawned, so it was not like a conscious choice for laning, I guess.
Well, even then, I mean, if you could get a skill guaranteed on anyone, a level 1 Spike is really bad, like 60 damage and 1 second stun. By the time they land from the Spike, the stun is pretty much over, and then 60 damage is like 2 right clicks. Who cares about that? Level 1 is pretty bad. Hex would have been so much more useful for Eu4ia down the bottom lane, but I mean, regardless, it is not going to be a huge deal as we are currently sitting on an even scoreboard right now. Sasu taking 2 of those, whereas Cafeteria Fraiche, the 2 kills were picked up by support, so Eu4ia should be pretty happy with the kill distribution right now.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, so far everything's still going as planned, like, with the Razor being there a bit too confident, as you already said it. Like, CF, they got their kills back, so not much harm done. But we have to compare the other lanes, because there also action is going on. Invoker right now just forced into using his self there, because, yeah, there was not much left of his original HP. At the moment, 2 points in Exort, 1 in Quas, and, oh, bottom. I think there's action, yes, the Razor's already going down, now clinch. But they can't really get around this. There's another stun on the Wraith King, but they're not going for it. But the Earthshaker is following again. But now he's slowed, and you gotta be careful.
He's silenced, and his feet are really cold. The right clicks will not, well, just barely be enough. Wow, that Skywrath hit a lot. I didn't expect that to take the kill with 3 armor, but now Sasu can teleport right back in. Wraith King did get dropped pretty low. Really, everyone from Cafeteria Fraiche dropped really low, but at the end of the day, they get the kill, and they don't lose anyone.
And this was even dangerous what the Lion did there. He was like, okay, everything is falling to pieces. I might go for a CS here and there, but a Skywrath Mage was coming from the side with a level 2 Arcane Bolt, which he just got his level up there against the Earthshaker, or with the Earthshaker kill. But wow, Eu4ia is really playing on the edge.
Yeah, they're definitely not respecting the fact that Lion needs more levels compared to other supports. Once Lion gets to level 7, then that's really where he hits his stride. That's when Earth Spike becomes a really relevant nuke, and he'll have Mana Drain and Finger of the Death, so he'll be able to constantly spam out his skills and really contribute a lot. Before then, he's a hero that's extremely soft, has limited disabling potential, and really isn't able to fight this often against this much damage. So Eu4ia, they have to just take a breather and just step back for a couple of seconds, because if they keep fighting like this, Cafeteria Fraiche are going to get more and more ahead down on this bottom lane.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Like, the other tri-lane just having a small advantage there, but I mean, at the moment CF will hold back till Clinch is back, because Chilling Touch is very essential to have. Like, with all these stuns, maybe even a Sunstrike and the Chilling Touch, this gives you, like, right-click wise, such a huge advantage. But yeah, as soon as he's coming, they will definitely go. Only problem is they're all the time observed by the observer ward here, so they know exactly what's going on and who is there, who is not.
Also for Cafeteria Fraiche, they will occasionally have to worry about now a Stampede from the Centaur, currently out of mana, but oh, Lililicious. Gonna get a nice 2-man Spike and a 2-man Fissure, but the burst damage, I don't know if it's there. SMN's gonna be dropped pretty low. Oh, here comes Sella from the side though. Sasu grabs a double kill off of that one. Razor contributing a huge amount there, but at the end of the day, it will be the Death Prophet to ultimately lay in the real damage onto those two support heroes, and Eu4ia get a nice little 2-kill for free.
Yep, Seller making here the perfect rotation, like that was exactly his Crypt Swarm, which is level 4. Okay, he goes for the Witchcraft build, which is, yeah, I prefer this one actually over the Exorcism, but yeah, he made it possible that with this level 3 Plasma Field, he gets this double kills. Also, the gold is exactly on the right person. Like, Razor is the one who needs to farm ASAP. But there's the stun, the slow, and the stun strike. It's gonna be shared. No, it's not gonna be shared, and he's going down before they can do anything. But now on Baron, they definitely get him down. But I think the Lion has to pay for it. At least SMN is working on it. But so far, Lion, free HP. I can't even believe that now the Earthshaker is trying to get the AA kill. Is successful with it. But yeah, SMN, he has another Arcane Bolt, and this is it. Even with the Stampede used, the Stampede is used for the top lane. The hell, look, they want to go for that Clockwork.
They don't have any more lockdown, so they're not going to catch him, but Lion living at literally 1 HP. 2 Iron Branches in his inventory, making the difference there. If he didn't have those, he would have gone down for sure, so could have been a little bit worse for Eu4ia, but this Razor, though he is getting a lot of kills, is dying a lot more than I really would have expected. I think his build right now is... I don't really like it. Against the Wraith King, Skywrath, and an Ancient Apparition, who is clearly getting cold feet, you need at least 1 point in Unstable Current. Without that, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, the unstable, no point in Unstable Current. I mean, the situation they were in the fight sort of demanded sometimes. But oh, in the mid, there's a stun.
Hex, not used just yet. There's the Hex, and Earthshaker with one more punch is going to kill the Invoker. Really simple long-range initiation into Lion Spike, and really that's what Lion wants to do. He wants to get in and get out. He doesn't like these sustained fights.
Yep, but by the way, who's going to be the mech carrier? So far, nobody is taking that approach. We have Strength PTs on the Razor, like the Center is rushing for his dagger, and the Death Prophet also going directly for Yules, it looks.
Top lane, Cogs, Mystic Flare combination onto KFGD. He's going to be cleaned up in an instant. Earthshaker also killing off the Ancient Apparition in the meantime. So trades for trades, but Cafeteria Fraiche is definitely getting the upper hand in that. Razor, yeah, he's gone for early power treads in Aquila, which is all well and good. I guess it's just with the intention of fighting early and often. If he was getting free farm, I'm sure he would be working on that mech, but it's definitely not too late for him to go for that mech. Just getting the power treads in the early intermediary items before that is perfectly fine, especially since he wants to be fighting, it seems.
The problem is we are 8 minutes in, heading towards the 9th minute, and like the word intermediary is then really just very relative in terms of time, because if he's gonna go for mech, it's gonna be a slow one, especially if he dies on things like this. Cold feet up on him, it might even proc after this stun, and yes, it procs. Now it's all about the right clicks, but they're not getting them in. There's the Earth Spike and the Finger of Lulz, and yeah, Reincarnation is up, but the problem is that even enough? Now they get the kill on the Razor, and yeah, now they are slowed down, and SMN can actually go here for a good job. There is, look at the slows, and now Mystic Flare holding him in place. Oh my god, they get a 2-for-2 trade, because also Clockwork did something, which you probably saw.
No, I wasn't actually looking at that. I just thought that Stampede was used to go on the bottom lane, but every single time the Stampede has been used, the Centaur has also been going aggressive, so it just kind of lined up as such. But yeah, Eu4ia, that was once again the Razor getting way too overconfident. He was in the clear. He could have backed off, but he stuck around and he just got hit one more time, and that cost him his life. And still without that Unstable Current, the Wraith King is able to close the distance really easily, as is everyone else in Cafeteria Fraiche. This Razor needs to get more levels up, because I guess he's just going to go for a rather standard build on Razor and ignore the Unstable Current for now. But 9-10 in Cafeteria Fraiche are doing okay in this game, as it's relatively even Eu4ia with a slight advantage in golden experience, but overall I think Eu4ia should be doing a little bit better, I think. I mean, with the amount of plays that they're making, it's kind of like they're just throwing themselves into Cafeteria Fraiche in order to get these kills.
Over top, there's the hook shot and the Mystic Flare at the same time, and again that poor Centaur is exploding. Another time his Blink Dagger delayed. This is the second time he's losing crucial gold on the way.
Hopefully, for the Eu4ia side, they'll be able to get some gold out of this mid lane push. Exorcism level 1 with maxed out Witchcraft does hurt quite a bit, and Cafeteria Fraiche, they don't have that much AoE to deal with this. They'll send a Rocket Flare and stuff like that, but that won't really do too much. They're not going to commit, though. Oh, okay.
Yep.
They could have gone for it, I think.
And I like the stats as well. We're 10 minutes in and it's 10-10 in score, and like I think it's time we also look at the net worth, because their Death Prophet is doing well, but then right after that follow like 4 people with actually 5 people with very similar goal. These are the 2 laners, but oh, in the mid there is the Stampede being used, but he's slowed here, and Sunstrike, it hits, and it's actually enough.
SMN gets an unstoppable streak. Fissure onto Clinch, won't kill him off just yet. He will dodge a spike as well. SMN taking so much damage with the Hex. He most certainly will be going down, whipped it down by the Razor. Lots of gold for him, but Cat has been firing all the while with that Forge Spirit. He now has another Cold Snap for Villic. Where's the Cold Snap? There it is. The damage won't be that high, especially with another spike. The Deafening Blast will hit 2. Fissure back onto the Cat as Villic does dodge a Rocket Flare. Moving forward, though, he doesn't have any mana, so Villic just with the bluffs, keeping himself safe from the Cat, but I mean, the Invoker had all the time in the world to make use of his maxed out, or his prioritized Exhort, plus his hand to minus attack speed. Eu4ia still going super aggressive. They do get the Skywrath Mage, so it's a pretty nice kill for the Razor to have, dropping an unstoppable streak on him. It means that the Razor is, well, now going to be heading on towards that mech. But still, these fights are just extremely messy from both sides.
Yeah, the problem is that also, like, the Ancient Aberration survived the add-on with how much HP, like 5 or 6 or something like that. He's going back in the mid, and that means he's gonna get his level 6 Exorcism also being popped. This is supposed to be a tier 1 tower, but Cliff is there. It's gonna be used right now. So Death Prophet, I think he activated his regeneration rune. It was forced because of the duration. Now, that is nothing, that's not good news for him.
Yeah, he put a little bit of damage on the tower, but now they're gonna jump in onto Cat, and they get the stun, but that's about it. Ice Blast will fly through and won't hit anybody. So, spells and pressure being applied here and there. Centaur showing off his brand new Blink Dagger, but ultimately getting nothing for it. He might get a chance now, as he's circling behind the Clockwork, who actually goes to the right side. Hookshot, gonna catch onto Sasu. The Finger of Death will kill off the Wraith King, however. There's the Mystic Flare onto Sasu. Will be split between 2, but Sasu will go down in the end. Black Dynamite with the rocket, with the cogs up. He will be successful in keeping himself safe. Now KOTD being chased down. Battery Assault doing the damage there, and Black Dynamite stunned up again. But the Finger has already been used. Lion completely out of mana. I don't know why he's still going in. He wants blood. He's not going to find it. The Fissure will fly into Black Dynamite, but he's still alive as well. Villic is going to try to TP out, and it looks like he should be successful. In the meantime, Clinch and Sella going to run straight into each other. The Ice Blast is available, but he's just going to drop the Cold Feet, and Sella was going to be forced to back off. Another good fight for Cafeteria Fraiche. They lose their Wraith King, which kind of sucks since his reincarnation is just now going to cool down, but they should be happy with the exchange.
Yeah, I mean, CF is definitely happy with this one. This was chaotic by Eu4ia. Like, they really wanted to commit to certain fights, but they feed more supports for certain kills than I think needed. And now they go for a smoking. It's a very early smoke. Like, they don't even wait till the edge of the base. They are, like, smoking up in the fountain, and okay, let's see if they actually find something in time.
Well, Centaur does not have a Stampede, but if he does get a stomp onto anyone, a spike will follow up, and they should have enough disable at least to lock down and kill someone. Maybe not the Wraith King, but anyone else. So they're going to go into the enemy jungle. They might run into the Invoker. They're just going to go towards the mid lane. This could be a nice fight for Eu4ia because they will have the element of surprise. Centaur will get his smoke dispelled, and there's a jump in for the Cat. There's a stun, double edge. They will bring him down pretty quickly, but Death Prophet also taking a good amount of damage. Will use herself up into the air. Linless just now caught with Black Dynamite in those cogs. Will be brought down slowly but surely. It's a 1-for-1 trade thus far. Earthshaker down to the south is also being gone upon by Black Dynamite, and with SMN doing that additional bit of damage, they'll slip away for now, but not for long. Double kill for SMN and Eu4ia. That element of surprise not working well enough for them as Cafeteria Fraiche get yet another beneficial trade.
Yeah, it's a 2-1 trade for, like, in favor for CF, plus 100 gold, of course, used to make this even happen with the smoke. So, like, this is everything but efficient. The only thing it does is at the moment buying some time for the Razor, who's going now for the mech, who actually has the mech now. But of course, on the other side, also Baron is finding farm, and that's the bad news about it. But let's see, there's an Ice Blast flying mid. If this one hits, no, it does not. Like, if this one would have hit here on Tella, that is an easy shatter, especially with the Skywrath Mage having already the slow, and the Ancient Seal and an Arcane Bolt. That would have been just enough.
Top lane, Sasu will dodge death as Black Dynamite. He's 2-1-6, has gotten a lot of participations in the kills with those cogs and the battery assault, though hasn't really been getting that many kills. Has a blade mill of his own, and Cafeteria Fraiche, they do have a nice little advantage right now, but they also have 2 Hands of Midas. So if this game does draw on to a super late stage, then they'll be able to farm up an absolute storm. And then Eu4ia, they're currently working on 0 Midas. They're going to be falling behind as Sella is going to be breaching the high ground, chasing after Clinch, who's completely out of mana. In the meantime, Scarith Mage gets obliterated by something. Clinch is going to be chased down by the Stampede from Cell, one more Crypt Swarm will do him in. Why did the Scarith Mage die in the trees? I don't know, but Black Dynamite wants in onto Sasu. I don't know if he wants to be doing this. Spike is available, Finger of Death as well, but the Blade Mail is going to mean no sir. KOTD will womp down that Clockwork in the end, and Cafeteria Fraiche just running headlong into Eu4ia. Well, they're going to lose 3 heroes.
Talking about catching up, that's exactly what they needed. I mean, we're 16 minutes in, and if you look at the crafts, I mean, CF with all this, and even also better like map positioning, they had like a nice experience lead, over 5k, and they were like 5 kills ahead or something, and now, or 4 kills ahead, just 4 kills? Okay, I thought it was a bit more. But either way, with this 3-0 trade, like, look at the gold. They lost all of their almost 2k gold advantage, and it's zeroed out, even going now in favor for Eu4ia. This is like a 2.5, almost 3k gold swing, just like that. So that fast.
Lacat is stalking Death Prophet in the meantime. Forge Spirits will open up. Needs a Cold Snap or something, but Yule Scepter plus movement speed in the meantime. Bottom lane, Vilix going to be gone upon by SMN. The damage is going to be enough for the support Scarith Mage to solo the Earthshaker. And now Lilin-licious in a little bit of trouble as well. It does throw the Hex, and the Finger of Death is available. Will throw on SMN with Plasma Field. Will cuff the Scarith Mage. The Sunstrike does miss. Lion's going to TP out, but Sasu not as lucky. Black Dynamite, though, will spread his Battery Assault between 3 heroes. Stampede now as Sasu tries to book it. Has a TP, or actually doesn't have a TP for another 45 seconds. Sasu just going to try to burn as much time as he possibly can, but in the end he does go down. And an Invoker, well, he died up on top.
Top. That was Crypt Swarm plus the Center Warner just doing his normal business there. Nice initiation. Now they use the Exorcism and want to make a tier 1 tower out of this. So in the end, this ends up being a 2-for-2 trade.
This is the kind of game that I love to watch. Lots of action all the time, and, well, trades everywhere. Eventually the dust will settle, but for right now, it's going to be more action as Baron does get hit with the Fissure and the Spike. Finger Death not available, but he does have Reincarnation. No mana drain at all from Lilin-licious. Kind of surprising there, but a nice 3-man Ice Blast will catch everyone. Sunstrike will hit onto Cell as well. Echo Slam will kill off the Wraith King in the end. Black Dynamite chasing down this Lion. Will not return any damage with the Blade Mail as it just times out. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. Has a hook shot, but he's going to get thrown up into the air. Still the Scarith Mage is here and will obliterate Cell. Dynamite dropping low. Hook shot will whip onto Lilin-licious, and he will go down a little bit off target. Ultimately, it's going to equalize the kill score completely at the end. This game,
this hook shot. This was really like he had 20 HP when he did the hook shot, and he would have gotten the kill. At least make this like, you know, take the Lion into his death. But no, it just didn't work out. It was a tiny bit off target. Lion was well aware that this was coming, so he was like all the time moving like forth and back. Too bad. That was a very interesting trade. So in the end, yeah, it's a tiny advantage for Eu4ia here. Also because the Wraith King, I didn't see if he was silenced there, but I thought like, hey, Ice Blast on 3. I thought he's gonna stun someone, but he didn't stun anyone. Like, he just got Echo Slam in the face, but with like a second or 2 delay. So I thought maybe he was silenced by the Death Prophet and I just didn't see it. But if he was holding back on it, I think that was a huge mistake, because that Wraithfire Blast on the Earthshaker, I think that could have made a huge difference there. Make it a 21-20.
Also at the same time, the Lion held onto his mana drain. It's now level 4, so he could drain the Wraith King almost completely, especially if he uses a Wraithfire Blast beforehand. So I don't think the Wraith King is going to be getting many more reincarnations. As long as Lion is in the area and is able to channel his mana drain for a couple seconds, then the Wraith King is going to be in for a lot of trouble, as without your ultimate, any hero is going to be a lot more sad, let alone the Wraith King. But we're going to hit the 20-minute mark soon enough. We're sitting at 40 kills total in this game. And it looks like it is going to cool down a little bit for now. I think Eu4ia, going up against 2 Midases, should not be letting this cool down. They should be turning up the heat, in fact, and just trying to get an objective anywhere they can.
It was very interesting that the Ice Blast was a scouting Ice Blast for Roshan, because they saw the Death Prophet in mid and they saw the center Earthshaker bottom, and who else would have gone for Roshan? With what? Lion and Razor in combination? Well, I don't think so.
Black Dynamite's gonna catch Felix. Sunstrike, Mystic Flare, Earthshaker getting destroyed. That was just an Invis Rune scout from Black Dynamite, but I don't think any hero is capable of standing that much damage.
Nope, at least not at this point of the game, and well, he still has a hookshot. All he needs is vision.
Don't think he saw the Razor there. That might have been spotted. It would have been just on the edge if so, but Cafeteria Fraiche, they're just going to go for a nice and simple mid lane push with Clockwork back up off to the sides. Eu4ia, they do know exactly where the Clockwork is if they were listening, and, well, they're going to sack this Tier 1 tower. It's going to be the second Tier 1 tower to drop for the Cafeteria Fraiche side, and that's going to tie up the tower score 2-2 now.
Yeah, absolutely. And 21 minutes in, this game is just going forth and back all the time. Even though I have the feeling that Eu4ia, like, they don't want to give too much away anymore. But oh, Death Prophet, a Clockwork, and the Scarab Mage. This is the synergy they're looking for. But where's the hookshot? Oh, he doesn't get anything off. Silenced, and that's also it for the Clockwork. Maybe no, with this Fissure. That's pretty much it. I mean, the Ancients contributed a bit there, but they won't be in shatter range. This is too bad, because with this combination, he could have done much more. So Ice Blast running out. All they have to do is use the mech. I think he used the mech into the Ice Blast, because out of this mech there came no healing. Or did I just miss it?
I actually have no idea. I wasn't paying attention to the mech, but it was just Cafeteria Fraiche getting way too over-aggressive. Like, first of all, going up one high ground is always risky, but then being also on the low ground as soon as you do that, that's just asking for trouble, and they just ran into one too many heroes. Clockwork tried to get out of there with the hook shot, but he got silenced by Sela, and, well, they just end up being punished for their super over-aggressive plays. Cafeteria Fraiche have got to be a little bit more cautious, because again, they do have the Hand of Midas's working for them. Though Death Prophet does have one now, Death Prophet with Hand of Midas doesn't really contribute that much.
No, not really. But I also like what Eu4ia is doing, like instant sentry ward there, just in case like Scarab Mage wasn't even there just for like merely the gank. Maybe he was there just for the fact that he wanted to plant the ward and maybe get one pickup. But oh, there might be the hookshot here on the race. Actually, there it is. But he's somehow being pushed out.
Echo Slam and Finger of Death. Scarab Mage is down. Villic is going to try to run away. Got pushed back by one cog, but Sunstrike will land. And it will pop the Aegis and kill the Lion, I think? Yeah, that actually was a nice Sunstrike, catching two. Black Dynamite now is completely without reinforcements, but here comes Baron. Will blink forward. Sasu instantly with the damage drain, though. Meteor will be dropped on Sasu, plus a Deafening Blast, dropping him pretty low. He will run straight into an Ancient Apparition that will secure the kill for Cafeteria Fraiche. They see Villic now. They have another blink. They have another Wraithfire Blast, but he's a little bit too slow as Villic does get the blink out himself. 23-23. And this game is just not letting up. It's going to be a push in the bottom lane for Cafeteria Fraiche, and it should be a tower for them.
Yep, that should push them in gold again back to the 0 line. In experience, we are at 0. Like 23, 23 in 23 minutes. I love what they do here stats-wise. We also had like 10, 10, 10. Now we have 23, 23, 23. Either way, but also in gold, this tower will bring them back to 0. So, like, this game is pretty much the same as when the horn was blown.
Yes.
Or sounded.
Because that's what you do with horns. But top lane, Sela, gonna get caught with the cogs, and he's gonna throw the Clockwork up in the air, but Sunstrike,
I confused you there. Oh, amazing. I brought Mr. Mike like out of his concept. Like he was completely irritated after I mocked his sound skills.
No, it's
sounding
still true,
skills.
Man. It's still true. I'm not even kidding. It's right.
Yeah, but someone in the chat was actually replying there on the last game that it's like a very like Elizabethanian way of English. So maybe you're just a bit snobby, or you have British blood in your veins, or
maybe I'm casting from the 1800s.
Yeah, maybe we are like connected through Skype and they have maintenance and somehow accidentally opened subspace. But talking about subspace, this Wraithfire Blast is ending nowhere because there's a BKB, and now this Fissure hitting on 2, and the right clicks are coming in. Skyrim Mage is the first one to fall, and now with the Stampede they want to catch up and they get even more. This is the Ancient Apparition. All they have to do is wait for another stun, and Ice Vortexes, the spam is real, but he's out of mana soon. One more Ice Vortex, but they don't even need it. That's the second kill they get, but somehow, somewhere, the Death Prophet, was he dead before and just respawned? I think I just missed that. Okay, yeah, he was dead by the Clockwork. Never mind. It was just me messing with the scoreboard.
Well, now who's casting from Elizabethan England? So, Lilin and Villic, though, two supports that actually have their Blink Daggers up pretty timely. I mean, they have been getting kills. They have been getting more assists and kills than deaths. So, this Lion and Earthshake are going to be a pretty devastating initiating force for Eu4ia. Clockwork still the real initiator for Cafeteria Fraiche, and Wraith King going to take a secondary role, especially since he's going to have to deal with the BKB. He does teleport down to the bottom lane. Ice Blast and Wraithfire Blast will both miss, but Clockwork gets the hook shot in with the Battery Assault and Blade Mill active. Forced out from Villic, though. Baron wants more. Wraithfire onto Lilin. And it looks like that'll just be it. Cafeteria Fraiche, they're competing with BKBs and Blink Daggers in order to initiate, and Clockwork can do it. Wraith King, not as much.
They made the right decision not going here, because Invoker is not there and Zilla is coming from the side. I don't know if they knew about the Death Prophet. Now they actually might know.
But Baron is going to not get mana drain. Lilicious, drain him. There you go. No reincarnation. Messaman is in the middle of everything. He's going to get blown up in an instant. Throws the Mystic Flare wide. Hits absolutely no one. Black Dynamite in his cogs, though, does get fissured up. Will keep himself safe for now, but before they're going to turn their sights down to the bottom lane tower. Sela does have an Exorcism, but I think he's going to hold that. They want to take 2 towers. Though, meantime, Lacat, he's been pushing up on top. TP back from the Razor. Should be in a little bit of trouble as he does get hexed up. Lacat has been farming, and Sasu will be just fine. KOTD also backing off to help his Razor buddy. But with the 2 heroes left in the bottom lane, Sela can potentially go for a push, though no real reason to push it.
Yeah, I actually don't like the role of this Invoker this game. Like, I mean, he was landing Sunstrikes. He was once in that fight and like managed a nice meatball on top of the Razor, including a Deafening Blast and everything. It was enough so that the Ancient Aberration got a kill. But besides that, like, he is like more the... I wish we would have put... Oh, the Sunstrike! Sazu, the Dodge Master here. Okay, too elusive for the Invoker Sunstrike.
But yeah, I agree with you in that Invoker, if you're going to be, well, on the mark with all your spells, then you should be fighting. But furthermore, if you're going to just be chilling up on top lane by yourself, there's no real reason to get a Sheep Stick. I mean, it will protect you, I guess, but if you had a Necro Book, then the tower would have been dead by now. So, Lacat going for a fighting build, but just not fighting is kind of questionable for Cafeteria Fraiche, because they certainly could have used their Invoker.
Oh, center. There's the Ice Blast, the Hex, everything's coming out. The Meatball a bit off target though, so he's very low, but I don't know if he's gonna... Nope, he's definitely not going down on this. Or there's a Rocket, brought him a bit lower. No, this is really too bad. It looked good on paper, but Eu4ia just too fast in their reaction.
Yeah, and KOTD, he's not the one you want to go on if you're Cafeteria Fraiche, pretty much ever, because he has a whole ton of strength gain. 3.8 is outrageous, and he's level 14, but also he has a Hooded Defiance, soon to be Pipe, so you could land all the skills you want, and you're going to have to actually land every single one of them perfectly if you want to kill off that Centaur without that much help. So
no, but this was also not the full... That was not the full amount of meatball damage you can actually get there. This Meteor was dropped a bit sideways, like, and that way he could really skip it, and a Deafening Blast pushed him like even a bit further away because it was like diagonal. But yeah, it's very bad because this Invoker has been alone for all the time, and now the first time he does make a move on a solo farming center, even with the support of an Ice Blast and a Rocket Flare, and he doesn't get him down, he even dies. So that is kind of the payback for what he's done so far in this game, I think.
Oh yeah, dog again. So raise your frankers, I guess. But yeah, the Eu4ia side have ended up coming on top out of all these engagements. The Blink Daggers and the Lion, as well as the Earthshaker, really working out well for them. And Cafeteria Fraiche, they've gotten a couple of hookshot Sunstrike into Mystic Flare combinations off, but they haven't really gotten many recently. And Eu4ia have been the one calling the shots as of late. If this continues, then Cafeteria Fraiche, their Wraith King, though he is getting a couple items, is going to start to slowly fall behind, because Razor, he's almost at his Aghanim Scepter, and Eu4ia will have that and a level 3 Exorcism, but Sela in a little bit of trouble. Gonna get Wraith Fire blasted down on bottom. Will force half his way out of the Ice Blast and actually gonna run right back into it. KOTD now stuck in the cogs. He's gonna be Mystic Flare down. Centaur going to take the bullet for the Death Prophet. And now, well, everyone's going to fall back for now. But Eu4ia are down a hero, and Cafeteria Fraiche gonna try to push this.
Yeah, unfortunately, if all these Ice Blasts were level 2, we would have seen 3 more kills by now, but he's still just level 9, 30 minutes into the game.
And that's compared to a level 13 Lion and a 14 Earthshaker. So the supports from Eu4ia really make the difference here as Baron dropping pretty low. They get the spike onto Lacat though. Can he get a Hex off? Can he get anything off? He will force staff away, but the double BKBs from Sel and Sasu will cuff the Skywrath Mage. In the meantime, the Wraith King does blink out and tries to hide in the cogs, and oh guys, he didn't go back there. Earthshaker knows where he went. He's gonna chase him down, though TP out from the Wraith King, and Black Dynamite should be fine as well. He has the Aghanim, so he could hookshot his way out if he really does want to, so he should be fine.
And even now, actually, you talk about fine, they're still there. All the Sunstrike and everything, it should be enough, especially with that Ice Blast coming in now. That's a kill for sure, but maybe the Clockwork is paying for it. He has no 4-star himself, so now, yeah, just get boxed in and that's pretty much it. Them jukes, but just follow the static link and that's it. Right clicks are coming in, he has the maximum damage stolen. I mean, that's really bad news. I really thought that Ancient Apparition, after this fight, when he's TPing out, he's not TPing back to the base. He is TPing top where he could have gotten like experience worth 2 creep waves that would have put him at least at level like 10.5. But he went back to the fountain just for mana purposes, and I just don't like how much priority he puts onto the Ancient Apparition XP game, because as I said, with level 2 Ice Blast, this game would have been a bit different. At all in the mid
Meteor, but it wasn't enough to do anything.
Oh, but with the Ice Blast. Nope. Too bad.
And a Sunstrike up on the high ground to the left. They're throwing everything they got. And they
I mean, they have 3 globals. The Ice Blast, the Sunstrike, and the Rocket Flare. That's how they can work together. But it has to hit. That's the premise on it.
And it's really hard for those skills to hit when the Lion is so freaking mobile. They have actually 2 heroes with Blink and Force Staff in the Centaur and Lion. Earthshaker has his Blink. I don't think he's going to be going for a Force Staff, at least not as his next item. He's going to go for a BKB on him. So, well, 32 minutes in and the game has slowed down slightly. Although the Aghanims is up on Razor and they have an Illusion Rune. They have their Exorcism available. Bottom lane Tier 2 tower, top lane Tier 2 tower, or Roshan. All viable goals for Eu4ia, and they're just going to go for it. Rocket Flare will instantly scout this one out, and here comes the global artillery. Will hit onto everyone, but not do too much damage. Again, that's only a level 1 Ice Blast. With the
just the
Sunstrike's
missing.
Be able to clean this one up.
Like all globals, that is actually really dangerous, especially now Rocket Flares flying in. Roshan getting really low, but oh, there's Oakshot.
There's Oakshot in. They're going to try to focus down Cell with Mystic Flare, though he is still alive. He will use himself into the air, and the Razor does pick up the Aegis. They do take down the Skywrath Mage, bursting him down with the Centaur, and as Black Dynamite going to try to be on the run from the Spirits, but they're just eating him alive. 2 down for the Eu4ia side. They're going to chase down the Cat. Tornado up into the Centaur, but they get the spike off. Lililicious is there in the Fissure block for good measure. That's going to wall off the rest of the team, but they get 3 heroes, and they get the Aegis, and they get the Roshan kill. And, well, Wraith King was not even a part of that. He goes up to the top lane to farm, but he's going to need to defend his base because Eu4ia, they could go for a high ground push. They don't have Aghanim's ultimate up on the Razor, nor is the Death Prophet ultimate up, so it's just going to be right clicks. But Cafeteria Fraiche, they can't
20 seconds. 20 seconds is not much. There's an Ice Blast flying in, slowing them, of course, a bit down, while the Wraith King does a bit his job there in split push. He doesn't even get the right click there on tower, but yeah, look at the tier 3 tower. Like, and the Razor ultimate will be almost ready for the Rex push. They can keep on going. The Mac could be used if they wanted to, but they don't even need to. They just want to blow someone else up. It's the Ancient Apparition. Like, he will never see level 11 here in this game.
Blink Lion, super legit, especially when you're followed up by a Blinking Centaur. They take the entirety of the Raxes, and Baron trying his best to make something happen up on top, but he will be stampeded upon. TP out. Fissure blind. Gotcha. And now Baron is stuck in the corner. No mana drain. Oh, mana drain. Get him, guys. Oh, okay. He gets the reincarnation off, but I think they could kill him regardless. Yeah, Blink Dagger instantly canceled. The lightning striking before the Blink Dagger. Wraith King is going to die. Doesn't get anything for his split pushing efforts. And now Cafeteria Fraiche, they're down a set of Raxes.
But, I mean, on the bright side, and we always have to point out the bright side as well, I mean, there is at least it's only the mid-Rax, but oh, in mid, maybe they go on the Death Prophet here. Hax fighting with Forge Spirit, maybe not the best idea, but no, he's not going for it. I think the Invoker could have baited out the BKB maybe, but yeah. By the way, the Invoker in the mid, I think he could have escaped that thing with a 4-star, but he decided to go for the Hex, and it was on cooldown by the time he was Earth Spiked, so that was also, well, as a spectator, it's always easy to call those shots, but like in this situation, he probably would have been better off with 4-star and then hexing the center and then just running for his life. But yeah, you never know that when you play. The fact is Eu4ia, the craft stays on their side. 14k now in experience and 12k. Like after all this up and down Eu4ia for the past 12 minutes or so, they're just, yeah, working forward and forward all the way.
Now they smoke up once again. With Death Prophet pushing down the bottom lane, they'll have all their pushing ultimates ready to go as soon as Razor gets himself down there. Boots of Travel going to be the pick. So he could actually defend top, push that out for a little while, and then teleport down bot as need be. But Eu4ia, they're not going to use their ultimates for this tier 2 tower. I don't think Cafeteria Fraiche are even going to defend this. It's an unnecessary risk for them. Just sack the tower, and then try for a high ground defense. It's going to be hard for them, though. Ice Blast will fly, but that's still only level 1. It is. Ancient Apparition is
Nobody cares about Ice Blast. Like, 35 minutes in, 36 minutes in, a level 1 Ice Blast is... It's nothing that even tickles. Like, this is just like some... It's not even a mosquito bite would be an exaggeration of this entire thing. And now, high ground again.
Done onto Sella, but they jump right in for Baron. Finger of Death, and he is blown up though. That is the reincarnation. Now a meteor being dropped. Sasu's still alive though in the BKB in the middle of everything. KOTD and Billick gonna jump deep and actually kill off a couple heroes. Now SMN being chased down by KOTD while Black Dynamite running up north. Blink forward from Lilicious. Does get the spike and Hex off. That's gonna be another hero dead. Buybacks. Everyone from Cafeteria Fraiche buying back now, but before still have their ultimates up, and they're still going for it. Baron's drained, completely out of mana though. He's going to die for real this time. Cafeteria Fraiche, they throw legitimately 10 heroes into the Eu4ia side, and they don't get a single kill, and they call GG off of that.
Yep, that was just crazy buyback action, but they just can't hold it. Like Razor, Death Prophet, just with these ultimates just flying around. Like the huge AoE power I told you already in the draft. That's exactly what happened. Like, there's nothing they could do. Like, their game was made for precision strikes, but they had against them Eu4ia with so much AoE, and you saw it in the last fight. Sure, maybe nuke down one target, but even for that it wasn't enough.
Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of game number 1. Eu4ia going to take this one over Cafeteria Fraiche. This is a best of 2 set, so we're going to be right back with game number 2 in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.